Hi there! Welcome to Pallet University. So, the Pokemon Company seems to always like to drop new trailers while I am sleeping. So, this may or may not be a little bit late, it'll depend. But they put out a new, roughly 2-minute trailer this morning. And for being just a 2-minute random trailer without any kind of announcement at like a treehouse or like an official event or something, it contained a lot of information. So, let's get into it and break it down. If you want to see the trailer in its entirety, and if there's anything, if you watch it and see that there's anything I missed, please comment it down below. The link will be down below in the description. I'm not going to play it because I don't want Nintendo's copyright team to make me re-record this video, because that's a whole lot of work that I don't have time for today. So let's just go through it. We see some scenes of the stadium, and we see multiple people, including Hop, coming into the stadium. So it's not like you're just challenging the gym by yourself, which is kind of interesting. So moving on from that, we see ourselves just kind of look around. So it looks like there's at least 4 people coming into the gym with us. We see this man's right here, who gets introduced to us later. But we see him throwing out a new fairy-type Pokemon who looks a lot like it takes a lot of themes from Slurpuff, I think. But it's Alcremie, a fairy type that looks like it's basically just ice cream with some strawberries. I think it's rather cute. We'll control a little bit of the footage there. Then we get our first reveal of Yamper. This Pokemon was revealed to us from some of the gameplay at E3, but this is the first time that it's been like officially revealed. Surprisingly, they didn't do anything with Impidimp in this video, the other Pokemon that was seen at E3, but not officially revealed yet, and they didn't officially reveal it in this video either, so that was kind of surprising to me. Also, the last one, Alcremie, just had Sweet Veil's ability, so nothing new. Yamper has a new ability, Ball Fetch, which basically says, like, if you throw a Pokeball and it doesn't work, I think the first Pokeball like returns to your bag if you have this Pokemon out. Not the most useful ability, but it's neat. I guess it makes sense because it's, you know, it's a corgi, it's a dog. So we have Yamper. It's just shown several times using Tail Whip and barking. Then we have one of the best Pokemon names I've ever heard in my life, Rolycoly. I love this thing instantly, and the fact that it gets heat-proof is actually super neat. Well, I'll really have to wait and... you can tell it's early because my voice is cracked. The fact that it gets a new ability, like, I'll have to wait and see what the new ability does. It sounds almost like a speed boost, like Steam Engine. Seems almost like a speed boost type ability, something that will boost its speed. Potentially, it could be, if it hits with a fire-type move, its speed goes up. That'd be kind of neat. But it is a rock type, heat-proof. If I'm assuming this would get an evolution because it doesn't look like a whole Pokemon to me, or like a complete, fully evolved Pokemon. This could be a really, really solid defensive Pokemon. We see it just using Rollout, I believe. Yeah, it's got this like little wheel thing underneath it. And clearly, you find it in like the big cave thing that we've seen several times in the trailers already with the gems in the walls. Or that looked like a Smackdown actually, if it's dropping from the ceiling. So then this next one is super cool and might be another big fan favorite. Duraludon, Steel and Dragon. And its abilities are, it's cut off a little bit there, but you can still, I'm sure you can tell what it says, but it's Light Metal and Heavy Metal. Not the two best abilities. Heavy Metal can be really useful if the Pokemon's weight isn't that high already, because it makes Heavy Slam, which I'm sure this thing will get. It makes Heavy Slam basically twice as powerful, but if it's already rather heavy, that's not that big of a deal. But if it's already rather heavy, you can have it have Light Metal, and Low Kick will do a lot less damage. Low Kick's really only seen commonly in Ubers, so it'll kind of depend. But another Steel Dragon type, which is really neat. I believe the only one that we have currently is Dialga, so it'll be neat to have that type combination down in the lower tiers. So let's see a little bit of footage from Duraludon. So So it looks like it's just using Flash Cannon on a Tyranitar. It almost looks like, it's weird to say this because it's Pokemon, it almost looks like a lighter, I think. Like, it looks like if you push down on this red thing here, its mouth pops open. Or like a Pez dispenser almost. Alright, so that's Duraludon. Really excited to see what happens with that. Then we get introduced to some more gym leaders. So we see a couple. So we see some cheering fans. We see Milo or Milo, however you pronounce that name, an already confirmed gym leader. We see Nessa, the gym leader, water type gym leader from the demo at E3. Then we see Leon, the champion, and his Charizard. Then we see this man that we saw before, Chairman Rose. I assume that he's sort of like the coordinator of the gym challenge in Galar. I'd like to learn more information about him, definitely. But I didn't show it, but he's earlier the one that sent out the what was it? The fairy type one, whose name I already forget. The fairy type ice cream thing. He's the one that sends it out. I love the wins or not tie too. That's very impressive. I wish I could tie a wins or not. So apparently you battle him at some point in the game. I don't know when that would be. I guess we're gonna find out. So yeah, we have Chairman Rose. Then we have Oleana, who does not care about anything in the world. Look at that expression on her face. She does not care about anything. So then we get introduced to the fighting type gym leader. What is your name? Bia, the fighting type expert. And it's interesting how they just call her expert, because they do this because we get introduced to another gym leader just a couple seconds. They call both of them experts and not gym leaders, so I think that's a little bit interesting. I don't believe we see... No, we don't see any Pokemon that she uses. Then we get this creep, who uses a Mimikyu. You are Alistair, the ghost-type expert. Something else that I just now noticed is that so many of the characters seem to be wearing a glove, a thumbless glove, on just one of their hands. This probably has something to do with the Dynamaxing ability, but we get a little extra about Dynamaxing, or I guess another kind of Dynamax in this trailer as well. Because right here we see us Dynamax our Alcremie. Alcremie, that's what it is. Yeah, we see us Dynamax our Alcremie. And then we get introduced to Gigantamaxing, which changes size and appearance. Now this, it doesn't say anything about stats, really, so I'm not sure whether this improves stats at all. I'm sure that they wouldn't do it if it didn't, but that's not technically confirmed yet. I'll have to check on Cerebi to see if any extra details have been put out about it, but I don't think that they have. But Gigantamaxing, I think it's basically Dynamaxing an already Dynamaxed Pokemon. That's kind of what I gathered from watching the trailer. You can watch the trailer and let me know what you think down below. But yeah, Gigantamaxing, that's what it looked like to me. So Alcremie becomes this cake thing, and like what? Just this giant, like, multi-tiered cake. Then we see a couple other Gigantamax Pokemon. Dreadnought, the boy. Look at that man's. And it stays standing up like that too. It stays standing up, even though its shell like now grows over like its back. It looks so cool. It almost gives me like a Power Rangers type of vibe, personally. And then I think we get one more. Yes, we get Corviknight's Gigantamax form. So it doesn't, I can't tell obviously what the differences are. The red kind of throws it off. It looks like it's got more like scruff around its neck, and it looks like something more on its head as well. Maybe we can get a better look. Not really. Its legs look a little bit different, but that's all I can tell from Corviknight. Is that all we get? I believe it just shows Corviknight using a max move. It shows Dreadnought using a max move. Yeah, okay, so it does have a little extra stuff on its head as well. And then I think it shows Gigantamax Alchemy using what I assume to be the Max Fairy move. On the non-Gigantamax, just the normal Dynamaxed Alchemy. So, and then it goes to releasing November 15th, 2019. So, let me know your thoughts on all the stuff down below. This gives so much more credibility. Like, there was a leak that went out on, I think, 4chan ages ago that basically everything on it has come true so far. It talked about Gigantamaxing and Dynamaxing in the same sentence. And, you know, Dynamaxing was confirmed, so ever since then people are like, what is Gigantamaxing? Like, is that going to be a real thing? And here we are. It looks almost like this game's Mega Evolution. Basically, it looks like essentially they're combining Z moves and Mega Evolution into one, or I guess two now, mechanics, where it's a lot less broken, because I think that the max moves are going to be less powerful than Z moves, and Gigantamaxing is going to be less powerful than Mega Evolution, because it only lasts for, I'm assuming, 3 turns still. But we're going to have to see. So, like I said a couple times, let me know your thoughts on all this stuff in this trailer down below. Definitely check out the trailer. Let me know which of the new Pokemon is your personal favorite. Out of all of them, I definitely think it's Rolycoly, because just that name, I think, is a masterpiece. So far, that's going on my team. If that's version exclusive, I will buy whichever game that one's in, without question. Anywho, I need to go back to sleep. It's still relatively early. Follow us on Twitter at Pallet_U to keep up on all things Pokemon Sciencey. There will be an episode of the Giving Every Pokemon a Scientific Name series up tomorrow. It's been like 2 months since I've uploaded that series, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. And as always, there's a time and place for everything.